A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously...
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone.
Shockwaves hit social media after Diddy was spotted at the home where his ex, Kim Porter, tragically passed. The same place tied to years of haunting questions. Reports say after those controversial photos surfaced, the ones showing a man pulling his pants down during what looked like a questionable act, Diddy lost it and got on the phone immediately. We've all seen the headlines, the courtroom sketches, the viral clips of Diddy in handcuffs. But what if the most explosive part of this saga isn't about the charges he's facing now, but
he broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
A tragedy we were told to forget. Behind closed doors, a bombshell collaboration is forming. One that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about Kim Porter's death. And it's being led by two men who know her truth better than anyone. Her son, Quincy Brown, and the one artist Diddy could never control, 50 Cent. This isn't just another documentary. It's a calculated strike, years in the making. With Diddy locked up, his empire collapsing, and his team crumbling, the two people he allegedly silenced for years are finally joining forces to ask the question no one dared to say out loud. Was Kim
to get out in front of this and, tried to persuade Netflix not to come forward with it? I think it's an interesting argument because what they're claiming is, Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, has had a long-standing, animosity against Diddy and sort of vice versa. And because he's at the helm, they're arguing this can't be taken seriously. This should sort of be seen as propaganda. And one of the things that Netflix hit back with was, yes, he's the executive producer. He doesn't necessarily have creative control. And that's something
Porter's 2018 death really just pneumonia? People close to Kim claim Diddy broke her nose during a yacht trip. The same kind of violence Cassie described later in her own lawsuit. In many ways, Cassie's story is Kim's story. Let's be clear. Quincy, the son Diddy raised but never fully controlled, has been walking a tightrope for years. He's been present at court hearings but never defended his stepfather. Always calm, always quiet. But insiders say that silence was strategy, not fear. While Diddy's biological sons, Christian and Justin, got tangled up in lawsuits and were even photographed in handcuffs during the infamous 2024 raids, Quincy stayed out of the chaos. No accusations, no viral clips, just silence. He was biding his time. And now, with Diddy behind bars, the gloves are off. Sources say Quincy has been working directly with 50 Cent, the same man whose Netflix hit Sean Combs' The Reckoning sent shockwaves through Hollywood. But that documentary barely touched on Kim's mysterious passing, a glaring omission that had fans demanding answers. Now, we finally know why. Quincy was waiting for the right time to drop the real story. And that time is now. Naturally, Diddy's lawyers have been fighting to stop Netflix from moving forward. They claim that because Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has a long history of beef with Diddy, the project can't be taken seriously, calling it biased propaganda. But Netflix hit back, saying 50 doesn't control the narrative and the evidence speaks for itself. This isn't family drama anymore, it's a potential cover-up. Official reports said Kim died of lobar pneumonia in November 2018 after flu-like symptoms that lasted only 8 days. No pre-existing health conditions, no history of substance use. Just a sudden, unexplained collapse at home. The coroner closed the case quietly in 2019, ruling it a tragedy but not suspicious. Yet something's never added up. Kim's test results came back negative for flu and strep. She was on antibiotics and recovering just fine, even well enough to get a massage the night before she died. So why was a masseuse in her home during a supposed medical...
Take somebody's phone. Why would you take somebody's tablet? Or her computer? It was some foul
crisis. Who authorized that session? And why has that person's identity never been released? Her timeline makes no medical sense. November 7th, a sore throat. November 12th, a fever. November 15th, gone. For a healthy 47-year-old, that's beyond rare. Yet the case was closed without a single deeper investigation. Enter Al B. Schur, Kim's ex and Quincy's biological father. He was the first major voice to challenge the official story. In July 2020, Al posted a tearful video saying, "I know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out over pneumonia. That's some BS." The post vanished after Quincy asked him to take it down, but Al didn't stop. He later said Kim had confided in him, telling him she was scared, sending cryptic messages about something she couldn't name. Then, in November 2021, Al posted an old photo of him, Kim, and Quincy with a caption that made the internet explode. "You would never believe what she went through. Life imitating art, art imitating life. Now it all makes sense." People took that as a clear hint. Kim saw something, she knew something, and then Al nearly lost his life. Months later, he collapsed in his studio from multi-system organ failure and spent 2 months in a coma. The timing? Too eerie to ignore. When he finally recovered, he told Fox 5 New York...
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name.
Point blank, I believe Diddy or his people were behind it. There was a bounty on my head. He said his phone and laptop were taken, claiming it was an attempted cover-up. Fast forward to now, Al's words don't sound like conspiracy anymore. They sound like a warning we ignored. And Quincy? Insiders say he's been quietly collecting evidence, reaching out to Kim's old friends, gathering files, and locking in 50 Cent's support to finally blow the lid off what really happened. Let's not forget, 50's no stranger to exposing secrets. His last doc tore apart Diddy's empire, revealing the dark underbelly of bad boy culture, the freak-off gatherings, the coercion, the power games. But the fact that Quincy is teaming up with him now, that's no coincidence. That's strategy. And that brings us to the...
I'm sorry, I'm just I'm in this moment right now. This is crazy. Sorry. People don't really know how much what it does to you when something that you love is taken from you and thrown away like it don't even matter, and then they move on with their lives and you're stuck. You're stuck. During those years, you're still stuck.
Details Kim left behind, or rather, the ones that vanished. Kim's alleged memoir, dismissed by Diddy's team as fake, was said to contain explosive truths about her life with him. Multiple sources, including producer Chris Todd, insist that manuscript was real, saved on a hard drive that disappeared right after her passing. Al B. Schur claims Kim's personal devices, her laptop, notes, phone, all went missing immediately after she died. He even tied her case to the strange sudden deaths of other celebrities connected to Diddy's orbit. Heavy D, gone at 44 from pneumonia. Brittany Murphy, 32, the same cause. Bobby Christina Brown, found in a bathtub, with pneumonia listed as a contributing factor. Different names, same pattern, same question marks. Now add Quincy to the equation, the son who was there the night Kim died. He stood by Diddy through early legal storms, but never defended him publicly. Then, when Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties in 2024, Quincy was nowhere to be found, unlike Christian and Justin, who were cuffed on camera. Rumors spread that Quincy had quietly cooperated with federal agents, working with them behind the scenes. Nothing's been confirmed, but the optics speak volumes. If this new documentary is real...
Did he? Or didn't he? Well, if he didn't, he's got a lot to explain. Well, apparently what Diddy's done now, which is a very interesting thing, is he's on the offensive of sorts. That's right, Sean Diddy Combs has initiated a $100 million defamation lawsuit.
We're finally about to understand why Quincy's been silent, and why his next move could be devastating. Insiders claim Quincy's been sitting on evidence for years, waiting until Diddy couldn't touch him. That moment has arrived. The mogul's in prison, his lawyers are scrambling, and his allies are vanishing. Quincy's not just speaking out, he's flipping the script on the man who once controlled everything. If this project drops the way sources say it will, we're not just talking about reopening Kim Porter's case. We're talking about uncovering a pattern, a system of silence, fear, and unnatural endings stretching decades deep. Because when you connect the dots, from Kim's pneumonia to missing evidence to mysterious deaths, one truth becomes hard to ignore. Diddy's empire wasn't just built on music and fame, it was built on control. And now, that control is slipping away for good. I'm sorry, this is crazy.
Afraid of coming forward. They've been afraid of what he could potentially do to them within the industry, what he could do to them professionally, maybe even personally. And so yes, it's been a dark secret they've held on to for a very, very long time.
The source said, voice trembling. People don't understand what it does to you when something you love is taken, tossed aside like it never mattered, and then everyone else just moves on. That heartbreak sits at the center of this storm, and the storm's about to break wide open. Because here comes the 50 Cent factor, the rapper turned mogul who's never backed down from a fight, especially not one involving Diddy. Their feud is legendary. It goes all the way back to the early 2000s when 50 accused Diddy of being tied.
This is the flight where Diddy said to her, she testified that he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, if you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm gonna put this video out. I'm gonna send it to your mother.
And that's coercion.
She testified to that.
If the jury
believed her, that's coercion. They would have Cassie.
To the shooting that nearly took his life. For years, 50's dropped subliminals, diss tracks, and full-blown exposés. But this time, he's not just trolling from the sidelines. He's allegedly teaming up with Quincy Brown to build a project that could finally answer the question that's haunted everyone since 2018. What really happened to Kim Porter? And if history's any clue, 50 never does anything halfway. His last documentary revealed never-before-seen footage of Diddy strategizing with his lawyers just days before sentencing. Footage no one knew existed until it was streaming on.
The lawsuit specifically challenges allegations suggesting that Mr. Combs and his involvement in the 2018 of his former partner Kim Porter, whose passing was officially attributed to natural causes by the Los Angeles County
on Netflix. So if he's got that kind of intel on Kim's case, this isn't just a film, it's a detonation. So where does that leave us now? Diddy's locked up, his lawyers denying every claim, and his kids, all except Quincy, still clinging to the pneumonia story. But the cracks are widening. Christian and Justin's names are surfacing in lawsuits. The twins, Delilah and Jesse, have gone completely silent. And Quincy, he's making his move. Because if Kim's passing wasn't what we were told, if Al B. Sure's near-fatal collapse wasn't coincidence, and if the pattern keeps repeating, then we're not talking about random tragedies. We're talking about a machine, a system that's been operating in plain sight for decades, one built to protect power and bury the truth. And now, that machine's shaking. Even as Diddy's team launches a $100 million defamation lawsuit, insiders say it's desperation, a last-ditch move to stop what's coming. But it might already be too late, because people remember those infamous gatherings, the so-called private parties where stars were made, reputations destroyed, and boundaries crossed in the darkest ways imaginable. But what if those parties weren't just about excess? What if they were connected to a pattern? One that always seemed to end with certain people disappearing, getting sick, or dying under strange natural circumstances. Look at the pattern. Heavy D, dead at 44, pneumonia-related illness. Bobby Christina Brown, found unresponsive in a bathtub, pneumonia cited as a factor. Brittany Murphy, gone at 32, also pneumonia. 3 different stars, all with links, direct or distant, to Diddy's circle. 3 tragedies that never quite made sense, and every single one of them removed a potential threat. Someone who'd seen too much or might have spoken out. That's not just bad luck, that's method. People in the industry whisper they've stayed quiet for years out of fear, afraid of what Diddy could do professionally or personally. But that silence is cracking too, because what's coming next isn't rumor, it's receipts. And then there's the money trail. Because this isn't just about justice for Kim or any of the others, it's about control. Diddy's empire was built on silence, and once that silence breaks, the financial dominoes fall. Kim's alleged memoir, the one her kids called fake, the one Diddy's team dismissed as a cash grab, may have been far more than gossip. Sources say it contained names, dates, and secrets about how Diddy controlled people and shut them down. A ticking time bomb. Imagine if that book had dropped in 2018. Before Cassie's lawsuit, before the raids, before the FBI got involved, it could have ended him right then. But it vanished, just like Kim's laptop, her phone, and every piece of evidence she left behind. That's not coincidence, that's a cover-up. So if Quincy's upcoming documentary really exposes what insiders claim it will, it's not just a re-examination of Kim's case, it's a reckoning, a financial and reputational earthquake that'll leave no one untouched. When that film drops, the lawsuits will pile up, the sponsors will disappear, and whatever's left of Diddy's empire will crumble to dust. Because the truth always hits harder than any diss track. And now all eyes are on Quincy, the quiet one, the son who played chess while everyone else played checkers. He didn't lash out, didn't break down, didn't post emotional tributes. He waited, he watched. And now he's moving with precision. Insiders say Quincy's partnership with 50 Cent isn't just collaboration, it's warfare. Because 50 doesn't do favors, he does business. And if he's putting his time, resources, and brand into this project, that means one thing: he knows it's going to explode. The question now is, how far will the fallout go? We've seen this story before. The fallen mogul, the loyalists, the whistleblowers, the documentaries promising to expose it all. But this feels different, because this time, it's not just about Diddy's fall, it's about the system that protected him, the people who looked away, and the ones who didn't live long enough to tell their story. So now we have to ask, if Kim Porter's passing wasn't what we were told, who helped keep the truth hidden? Who else was part of that cover-up? And when Quincy and 50's documentary finally drops, whose names are going to be dragged into the light next? Because one thing's for sure, this isn't the end of the story, it's just the beginning. And when the truth finally surfaces, it won't just be Diddy facing consequences, it'll be everyone who helped him bury them. So tell me, do you think Kim Porter's case will be the one that finally brings the whole house of cards crashing down? Or is there still someone powerful enough to keep those secrets locked away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to Rapper X, because when this documentary drops, you already know we'll be breaking it down first. Stay sharp, stay curious.